Yo, what is up, guys? It is Nigel here, and today we're talking about fighting games in 2026. Not necessarily updates for fighting games or anything like that, like Street Fighter 6 update or Tekken or anything like that, just like brand new fighting games that we're getting. And I gotta say, the startup of what we are getting right now, like the first game we're getting, Invincible Versus, this is quite impressive. Like, genuinely speaking, this is very, very impressive as a game, because as you see now in the background, it's me playing the open beta. I have not lost a match yet currently. Been having a pretty much fun time with the game. I've lost some rounds, of course, but this entire set, nah. we were winning that for sure. I think it's a very, very fun game. You can do a lot of crazy stuff in the game. I haven't really come to terms fully with the combos. I haven't really like dabbled within that too much, because I'm kind of waiting for the full game relatively. But I figured out like the base system. Sometimes I forget like you can like escape combos, stuff like that, so I do forget that sometimes. But besides that, I'm starting to get familiar with it, and I think I do a not too bad job. I will say the person I was fighting in this clip, I'm like, okay, he knows a little bit. I'm like, okay, we're actually kind of relatively even, but I'm just making mistakes. I'm like, oh wait, that's not how you DP, it's down or something. I just make simple mistakes. But besides that, I'm having a fun time with the game, and I genuinely think this game is going to be amazing, because I know originally before the game was coming out, they were like, oh, it's gonna have a whole bunch of villager mods. How are they gonna play it differently, or whatever, and stuff like that. I'm like, man, they're gonna find a way. And I think they, at least with the open beta, the full game's not out yet, of course. I think they're doing a good job, like, for the power characters, because most characters are just like that, invisible, like just brawlers. And I feel it feels good. Like Omni-Man, entirely different from Mark. Mark, he's a rushdown speedster. He can get in your face. Combos are pretty easy to go with as well too. I feel as if, actually, now I think about it, Omni-Man's more of a showdown relatively. I'm thinking about it. He has a projectile, he has a DP. The only thing he doesn't have is a Tatsu thing. He just has an overhead attack, which is pretty cool too, so, you know. But either way, a little bit off topic there, just talking about the game. I'm enjoying the game so far. Like the beta, I'm gonna get the full game. I already knew I was getting the full game relatively, but I'm like, okay, this is like, I'm going to enjoy getting it now, like very much. So like, yeah, I'm pretty sure I'll like it. And I'm like, yo, no, I like this a lot. And I'm like really trying to get into it, hopefully, but we'll see. But I want to see more like how Powerplex plays. I'm curious of Powerplex. I'm curious on Cecil and Anissa. Those are like the three characters I'm curious about. Mark's probably gonna be like a permanent easy slot for me to use relatively. Monster Girl, I don't like her, but her back assist, I think it's back assist, it's kind of disgusting. It's like, it just slams down. It's like the only assist in the game that does it. Like, if you're in there and it just slams it down, that's ridiculous. I think a lot of people are going to be using her eventually when they figure that out, but yeah. Either way, the starting lineup so far is actually pretty solid if you think about it. Because what we have here is that we have Invincible Versus, which is coming out this month. Then after that, in I believe 2 months, we are getting Dead or Alive Last Round, Dead or Alive 6 specifically. And I want to be optimistic for this, because I think they're going to make some changes. Hopefully, Ian's in the game, characters that we want in the game, or maybe they can like fix a little bit of the meter mechanic, make it a bit better, or just whatever. Because it's going to still be in the game. They're not going to remove it, I don't think, because they didn't talk about that. They didn't really say anything, so we'll have to wait and see about that. But I'm pretty sure it'll be fine, more than likely. I'm hoping. And then after that, immediately the next month, we have the Avatar fighting game. That game is going to go crazy. Like, no, dude, that game's the short roster. Who cares? It's cheap. If you pre-order the game, you get some cool stuff. You get I think if you get the deluxe edition, or it's either pre-order or deluxe edition, you can you have an option to help with the season pass, like the characters. I think it's like a voting thing. I could be mistaken, but it's like you get to choose the character or something like that. So, dude, they're doing well. Like, people were dunking on like, man, this game's gonna be that cool or whatever. It looks kind of whatever. It looks like a freaking Nickelodeon game on like the website or something like that. It's like, and then more came out. I was like, okay, because I'm like, man, this looks kind of cool actually. I was just more curious like what characters they're gonna add. Like, I want to see what Azula does, stuff like that. But and then we saw, I'm like, okay, I was already sold relatively when I saw, I think, like Toph gameplay, and actually when they broke down the system mechanic. But Azula, I'm like, okay, I'm curious now. And Zahir, or is it Zahir or Zamir? I think it's Zamir. In the game, oh yeah. So that's like another good thing. Then after that, we're gonna get Marvel Tokon, which me personally, I'm not really excited for per se, because like I'm not seeing the characters that I'm like really like, oh yeah, I'm gonna get on the game. But the gameplay, what they're doing, it does seem like relatively good. Like, generally, I'm actually really happy that they're listening to feedback from the game. Like, they're actually changing the game, because it looked like it was gonna be just basic. Auto combos are really strong. You can't really do the meat combos. but now it is improved drastically actually. So it's cool. Like they're working on the frames, especially like when you tag into the person and stuff like that too. So they're doing a lot of good stuff. So I actually think in this year, when it comes to fighting games, because at least this is the ones we know for at least right now, I'm hoping we get some Virtua Fighter 6. Like if it comes out in December, a win is a win, at least in my opinion. It's not gonna get fighting game of the year, but it is what it. I'm just hoping something from Virtua Fighter, at least Virtua Fighter 6. And we don't know what other fighting games we're gonna get around the corner for this year as well, because like they can be hidden relatively. So, but the ones we are seeing, all of them besides maybe Dead or Alive, because I'm not quite sure, are relatively actually good, like good stuff, like for the new fighting games of 2026. If you really think about it, Invincible Versus looks amazing. Dead or Alive, we don't know information, so I can't really say for sure. Avatar looks amazing. Marvel Tokon looks amazing. So it's like, dude, like we're actually getting a lot of bangers this year if you think about it for new stuff. So I'm really curious what you guys think though. Like, do you guys think like the fighting games we're getting this year are like only okay? Because I feel as if they're also like in good prices too. Like Invincible Versus is like $40. Avatar fighting game is $30. Dead or Alive I think is $50. I believe $50. Last round is $50. And more than likely Marvel Tokon is gonna be $70, which is go figure, AAA. And yeah. So the prices of them are actually a lot cheaper, because I feel as if the years before they were a lot more expensive. So this is kind of interesting if you think about it. Like the prices are good, they're listening to players' feedback, and they overall look like they're playing really, really well. So I don't know. I just think this year, when it comes to fighting games so far, the big thing I'm noticing is that the devs are taking feedback. Like feedback is very important. And I'm not saying this like in a sense of like just games are getting updates, stuff like that, because that happens sometimes and sometimes not. I just mean for like the games before they come out, like you play the open beta or whatever and stuff like that. Most of the time, the game is just going to be like it is what it is relatively. If you think about it, it's like, yeah, this is kind of is what it is. I feel as if for Invincible Versus and Marvel Tokon, I feel the games were evolving each time. Like they were absorbing the feedback. And I think these are the big games of this year, at least for right now that we know of. They were listening, literally listening, and the game I feel as if changed dramatically in very cool parts. So I think that's why a lot of people are championing those games. Like, oh yeah, Marvel Tokon's going to be absolute gas, because like before, who knows? And then Invincible Versus, it looks kind of weird, and I'm not sure fully the gameplay. Like it looks cool, but who knows? But the feedback kicked in, and like I feel as if these changes did matter heavily, because they actually were listening, and you don't really see that too often if you think about it in fighting games. Like not that much. Like the feedback from Tekken, dude, I'm not sure if they're listening at all. Maybe they are, and it's like we have our own vision. And then Street Fighter, it's like, we hear you, but you have to wait 2 years for the big update. Pretty much. That's how I feel like what's going on relatively with those two. So it's really interesting to see this for like these games, and I feel as if Marvel Tokon's a bigger budget game. Invincible Versus, I'm not sure if it's as big, because especially since it's a bit cheaper, but it's still like it feels like a huge impact. Like it feels like the game is big because of the feedback, if that makes sense. But yeah, because if you think about it in a sense, when it came to Street Fighter 6 and Tekken 8, before they were coming out, we saw what Tekken 8 was originally. Dude, they had like 2 heat stocks or something. Bro, Tekken 8. They had to tone that down, because even still, people didn't like heat at all. If you think about it, like no one wanted that, but they had to keep the system because they already added like moves for it. So it's like I get it. So it changed a bit because there's gonna be 2 heat stocks. So, but it was still like a poop thing. Like poop is poop. It's just like there's not two stacks of poop pretty much. And I feel so for Street Fighter 6, for an example. I'm gonna be honest. That you played the beta, some characters were a little bit weaker, some characters were stronger. They just toned them down. They shipped that thing out, bro. We've been playing the beta pretty much the entire time. Like I feel as though Street Fighter 6 has been just pretty much the exact same all the way through. Like, oh yeah, you could say like, yeah, they did some small changes here and there with throws or something like that. And you know, I think the only big change technically is with the parry, but besides that, we've been playing the same game for like a consecutive time period. But you guys already know how I feel about that. But I'm just saying for like changing things before the game comes out, if that makes sense. So yeah, that feels if what Invincible has done and what Marvel Tokon is doing, I think it's a lot huger, if that makes sense. But let me know what you guys think down below in the comment section about this. You guys think I'm tripping, or do you agree with me? And also, are you guys excited for the new fighting games we're getting this year? Like, are you, or you're like, I'm kind of like whatever. But I'm just gonna be playing my Guilty Gear, my Grand Blue, my Street Fighter, my Tekken, my Fatal Fury, whatever game you play. I don't know. But either way, I hope you guys have a great day, a great night, a great noon, or whatever time zone you guys live in. And I will see you guys in the next video.